Christmas week, at least the Sunday of Christmas week anyway. Let me see if I got my music going here. I'm trying to do a little bit better than last week's stream. There we go. And see if I can keep that going. Let's go 2 hours 30 minutes on the dot. Yeah, so about 3:30 the stream's going to end if it doesn't end prematurely like it has been in the past.
Well, I'm up here on the left by I lift tower.
So yeah, we shall get going here. Turn the radio down this time. I'm gonna turn my light off here in a second too. I think my seat heater's on, which I don't like. My seat heater's on. I guess not. Put the water bottle away. Alright.
If you're ready, we'll head out here. And you can take my right side.
Get that cranked up. Alright, here we go. Brake, tiller, oh wait, oh, okay. Why do piston bullies do that? For some odd reason, whenever you start moving in a piston bully off the brake, I feel like it either wants to go or you gotta push forward or back on the FNRs, which are the two sticks in my left hand, and then sometimes it just doesn't want to engage the pumps for some reason, so you have to bring it back into neutral and go again, which is weird to me. What is the operator in this thing doing here? There we go. Drop that. Get some more lights. Kind of same thing as last time. Headed over to do some teaching areas today, and then see how it goes from there. But yeah, my shift does a lot of teaching areas. Just how things roll with it.
I do kind of miss having the down low ears on the piston bullies though. Imagine you have them on that, right? Yeah, copy that.
Just moving. Swing of piston bullies again. I can operate pre-naut and piston bullies. I think I've got more hours in the pre-naut this year than the piston bully, even though my last stream I was in the piston bully. So this is a piston bully as well. If you're familiar with the screen right here. See if things on this time. Yeah. The joysticks are a bit different. Everything moves a little bit differently. You get used to it pretty quickly, but yeah, things tend to move a little bit differently sometimes. Down we go. This is one of our newer piston bullies too. I say newer, it's a couple years old now, so it's hard to tell between the machines anymore. Generally we just go off of their company numbers, so each of our cat has a assigned number to it. Not quite an assigned operator yet, but definitely an assigned number. So yeah. I didn't do any handwork on that thing yesterday. They're supposed to be opening this lift, I think, soon, just because they have Christmas coming up, and they're expecting the numbers of people coming to the resort to rise. Oops, I forgot to grab it on the way back. Yeah, they're expecting the numbers of visitors to rise, and they want to spread them out a little bit more, so they're trying to open more terrain with what we have, which is kind of sucky because we don't have a lot of snow. Even though it looks like we've got snow, we don't really have a lot of snow. Should bump over here a little bit. so from the snow guns, and it being 35 degrees after midnight, it's about 1 in the morning. 35 degrees is not the best to make snow in. And this is 35 degrees Fahrenheit, by the way. Being a newer piston bully, actually has a decent enough tiller. Some of the other piston bullies, like no matter what,
you could probably inch over there a little better, but I'm not in a position.
No matter what I do to some of the piston bully tillers, especially with the older piston bullies, it seems like they don't really want to leave the best pass. This one's doing all right. And it might just be my OCD kicking in. I like to leave the most like consistent and uniform corduroy that I can. And you know, it might sometimes it's nice because it's a little challenge to myself. Like, how do I control the cat? What settings do I use? And do I really want to go like full settings and like full cutter bar, tiller down pressure, and all that fun stuff to force the tiller to lay down corduroy, or do I want to like try and push myself as an operator and see if I can use lighter settings, a bit more blade work, and then figure out how I can maneuver the machine a little bit differently, either going slower so the tiller has time to process the snow, or using the blade a little bit more to scour and gouge the snow in front of the machine to help soften and break it up so I can leave better corduroy behind me. So, lots of stuff to think about, lots of fun challenge, a bit of a fun challenge. I'm following are from our F&B cat, or our restaurant cat. It's a cat that's just loaded with a cage on the back and forks on the front to carry trash cans. It runs around to all the restaurants on our hill I was dragging something down here. But it runs around to all the restaurants delivering food, grabbing trash and whatnot. But usually they stay in a certain area or stay in a certain travel route, but I think they've got a couple new operators that have decided to go elsewhere. So it's going to be fun to see where they're going.
Yeah, check you up.
I push in and then backblade out of this like I'm going to do instead of just turning around and dropping my tiller in here is to Try and move a little bit of snow
When
in
you
here.
guys groom out trig maze and you come around the top of rips, go single file around
To
the far
help with
outside
the-
away from the unload, please.
I do this to help the lifties kind of manage their ramp here, because I know it can be
Copy that, Tillin.
a pretty busy time for them kind of in the day. They don't have a lot of time to rake. You know, it looks like it's been raked already. And then to actually flatten this out, help break it up, so that when I do drop my tiller on it, I can actually make it pretty. Make that a little bit better. Kind of make it a little drop. I don't want to get too much closer to the gantry here. I don't want to crack the cab on the gantry. Crack my cab anyway. There we go, that's a little bit better. I can tell that. Alright, we're just going to backplate this out, break it up. And I'll just keep coming in and out, and then I'll flip around until this whole area up. Just like so. It's a little softer today.
I'm guessing that was you trying to communicate, trying to say something about the tunnel flancher being good to go. Yeah, it's good to go. I was just trying to say that there's a partial turnaround on spring wire.
A little too much snow right
From
there.
you or from Michael? It's from me cleaning up a track mark the entire length of the 5-turn line or something, like just missed the backup entirely. Copy.
I'm off my mark. So just dealing with that. See, like I said, OCD is kicking in a little bit. I feel like I get in a cat, my OCD really starts kicking in. Give me a project, I guess.
When you guys get over to Peak 9, when you guys are grooming Columbia, if you could just groom it 5 points down on the lower half, I'll get the pitch and everything all dialed.
See, it's looking a little softer already, so that when I do actually drop my tiller on here, it'll till out pretty nicely. As long as my blade doesn't dig a hole here or there.
Alright, now look at left side dropping as you pass the unload here.
I also feel like doing this will help kind of flatten this whole thing out, excuse me. That way you don't get to like the baffle areas or the maze, you can stuff, or you can kind of flatten out where the lifties put their maze up.
Make sure we check spring wire top to bottom. Copy that, Tillin.
Nice and soft. One more little backtrack here, then I should be able to till the rest of this out. These little fluffy kind of windrows that are coming off my blade right now, I'm not too worried about. The tiller should be able to chew that up just fine. Oh, look at Toyota. Is that a RAV4 or 4Runner over there? We're doing got a couple things going on. If anybody's been watching the big events going on around the world at the moment, we've got a Rockstar event here. If that kind of narrows down where I work, then yeah. I won't say where I work, but you are welcome to talk about it if you want. I have my own opinions about where I work, and everybody else is welcome to theirs. I'll just say that I'm here to run cats, and that's about it. Checked out a little bit better. Don't fall off the hill though. I just put her a little bit extra wide on this one. Now there's a spot down in here that for some odd reason the connection really does not like. Like right there. Connection doesn't like it right. Don't know why. The spot here that's funky for me. Keep an eye on that. It's warm in here. Again. Come on. Two. Get down a little bit. Holy crap, it's toasty here. Freaking toasty, sorry.
My goal was to have you on my left and take that skiers right edge the whole way down, and then migrate a bit.
I just listened to a rendition of Mad World by an a cappella group. That was interesting. Here's my spot for you. Things. Alright, let me get the edge on this one and I'll come in for the rest of it. With me. My phone does not like this. I have it packed. The connection was going to be a little bit better, but I'll try and get out of this area as soon as I can. Not much I can really do for the stutter at the moment. Sorry about that. But I think I actually figured out a way to keep this as one video and not having it break up into two like I have in the past, so that's nice. So thank you all for watching, but yeah, technical difficulties. One more pass here, this little load area, and then move on a little bit. They're about to get run over. I say tiller down, I can actually lower the tiller to a spot where it's not obstructing my rear view as much. Although it's still in the air, so not a lot I can see out the back when the thing's in the air like that. But yeah. Came out pretty decent. There's a few holes here and there, but it'll ride. Like I said, OCD kicks in a little bit when I run a cat. Maybe one more little backup just to pick up a couple spots so I don't have to back up near as far into that area again. Area, they leave all sorts of random stuff on the ground. There's a lot of holes. And be right back, I guess.
Dylan, is it okay to pass? Yeah, I just put a wood around the other way, but go ahead.
Yeah, I left a lot of stuff out.
Copy that. I didn't know there was another way. I haven't been through here in a sec. I didn't see this kind of lip to our my left here. I'll be out of your way.
Stepping out.
Round that off. We're trying to keep this for the maze so it's a flat spot. So when you come through here, don't get on the edge of that. Copy that.
I'm gonna leave that podium there. For some odd reason, they don't like moving it. So, they did move all the ski racks, so that's nice. Alright. I think I moved a little bit of stuff. Not a lot, though. There we go.
You can use the admin 1 or 2 times for a turnaround. Do not just loop it around the rips every time. But just let you know it's okay. Copy that. Thank you, Dylan.
pass there. Try this again. I have to tell out this area to my right, left anyway. I'm not too much of afraid of leaving a pile of stones and tracks right there. I'll try chucking some over the edge again. Already said we don't have a lot of snow here. I am saying might chuck some snow over an edge. Yeah.
Alright, now as you pass the unloaded rips here, I'm going to take my right side, and we'll do right side dropping, left side climbing.
Here not so long ago, and looks like they were using them as jumps, but patrol never called us on that. So, my win. Nah. I'll clean it up. This is a teaching area, so it's base area. They shouldn't be a jump here. Anyway, let me see. It's a little bit wider than last time, which is nice. The downside to these teaching areas is you can kind of see it as I drive forward here, where they put it down here in the snow, and this is probably a stuttery part of the stream. I do apologize for that, maybe. But they put mats in the snow down here, and those mats are rubber and black, so they melted in the snow during the day, and they just turn to ice, and then we're getting calls that there's ice down by these learning areas. They're like, well, there's only so much we can really do for the ice. So, just be careful not to hit the carpet, I guess. It's coming out nice though. Definitely not an area you're trying to move fast in. You don't have to be speed racer down here. Oh, I made a cut, damn it. I did not want to do that right there. I'll fix it. For me personally, tilling out these and kind of maintaining these teaching areas is a point of pride, and I let my OCD take over a little bit more, just because this is where people learn to ski or snowboard. It's where they start their beginning for a lot of folks. So like having a nice area where they can actually do that is just something I want to help facilitate. Like a little area where people just can begin, really. Cut really is coming out much better. Sucks about this, there's not a lot of room to maneuver a blade in here too, so try this one more time. Can't do much. I'm gonna dig in my tiller down a little bit more, but there's not a lot I can do right here. In the corner of the carpet for a powdery day when we get more snow down here, just so we know where the carpets are actually. Because as they disappear under the snow. See how that turned out. Oh yeah, I'll take it.
On radios, which got operations on pitch of Columbia. Please stay clear.
Copy. Got that. Alright, back out of this spot and continue working this side.
Frankie, what are you going to do when you go to Groom Columbia? Full send. No, I'm gonna
Oh, there's a rope.
call to Clayton and double check that it's okay when that time comes.
Alright.
I've been asking you already hear how he asked you to groom it. Did I hear he added it to the grooming? I didn't hear, I don't quite understand. No. He already came on the radio and asked you to groom Columbia a certain way. Did you hear that? Oh, no, I did not. I only heard winch cut operations on Columbia. That. Make sure you're listening to your radio. If you're leading somebody around, you need to know what everybody says because it's going to pertain to you. And Novo already copied it. He heard it. I was listening. I'm not even rocking out. Yeah, copy that. Copy that. He asked you to groom it only to 5 points. Don't touch the pitch. He'll take care of the pitch. So you only need to groom from 5 points be cut off over to Cashier Bonanza. Yes, I did hear that actually. I didn't know that was for me. I understand that. Thank you. Yes, I got it. Only groom that section. Copy that. I'm on it. What are you going to do when you go to groom Sundown? Sundown? I thought the operations were on Columbia. Yeah, they are. You're not wrong.
We're back up here.
Where's that winch pick at? It's on the top
Right there.
it's the part that connects the top of Sundown and Columbia there. Yeah, so just as you're traveling up there, just make sure you're just with Clayton. Make sure it's all good. You should be fine to travel that way. Just make sure everything's good before you guys go up and travel past his winch pick. Sweet. Copy that. So yep, I'm on it.
Alright.
Should be calling me before you even start northbound. The cable stretches the entire length of that top portion.
I could have been in the corner a little bit more, but that'll be fine.
So the which is, you're picking from the tree island, just to envision it, because I'm a visual guy. You're picking from the tree island at, is that the tree island that's where the Yellow Jackets never take down that sign, that's the merge sign? I'm picking off of the single tree that's in the middle of the top of Columbia. that. That's the one we look out for when we're grooming Columbia in the top section. Yep, copy that.
Really not a lot of room to maneuver in here. And down at the post. I almost think the Prenos are a tad bit shorter. Full length. A little bit. I just backed up my own tail again. Oops. My cord. No, I didn't back over my tiller. Haven't done that yet. Hopefully never do. Don't back over a tiller. That does not sound good at all. Speed that up a little bit.
Set up my winch sign Frankie to try to create a boundary going to that single tree, and the only thing you have to look out for is the one lit tower at the top of Sundown. You can't go to the left of it unless I'm at the winch peg. Copy that, the single tree island, and, or excuse me, the lit tower. And you're talking about the south side of that lift tower?
Oh, that was really smoothly.
Correct. You cannot go to the south. You go too far. Copy that.
I think one or two more backups here, then I'll have the load area done. Not too far. Here we go.
Pretty big deal, so I need you to really be on your A game when you're coming into Sundown. Absolutely, Clayton. I'm on it.
That right there. Yeah, there's good ice right there. That's my tiller hitting the ice, if you can hear that. I'm just trying to let the tiller chew it up a little bit more. Trying to get clear of that so I can actually get turned. Not too worried about hitting that piece of boot just because it's a piece of bamboo. It's not terribly structural, it's just marking something. Marking a staircase right there. Did I actually ever? I did not. That was premature. Alright. Gotta get turned back. Yeah, there's a track mark I left right here. Thankfully, I can actually grab it. Alright, drop that. And let's get out.
Frankie, did Novo go to the shop to get a radio or something? No, he's still behind me. He might end up going back to grab one with me at the top of the tree. There's a good time to break on associate, he'll break off. Copy that. I'm curious, I don't want to see you. Just wonder where he went.
Woo, this one. Sudden jolt, whenever that thing hits the ground. Or not really hits the ground, but whenever I stop it from hitting the ground anyway. Alright, now back up hill. Like I said, this is not a speed racer operation. It's just go slow, do your best, try not to hit nothing. That'd be really fun if we actually had a sign that said nothing on it. Let's go hit the sign that says nothing. Nah, that's a bad joke. spot. That spot's just about as wide as the cat is, which is annoying. Or as wide as the tiller anyway. So, easy does it. Backups done in here, and I'll have this spot done. Load the fence. Put there, how to do her. I'm not going to go all the way up this time, because I have the majority of this tilled out. I'm going to do a little backup, probably right about here. And then I'll grab the rest of this track mess down here.
Go ahead. You're doing Novo broke off. He's heading back to the shop. Moving that keep laughing trick. I don't know what you going on. All of a sudden you got a bunch of feedback. It sounds wild when you're talking. I can hear you fine, but you got some crazy noise going on.
There we go, that's better.
Anybody else hearing that, or is that just me?
Oh no, he's squirrely on this side too. I was wondering if it was just my radio for a second.
I was making sure it wasn't me either. Make Novo get a radio, or Frankie's got issues. The whole time it's just me.
No, both Frankie and Novo are coming in weird on my end too. I was wondering if it was just the radio in 58, because that thing's kind of been weird to my knowledge. I don't know.
Copy that, man.
There. That'll do. Backblade this spot real quick, and then till up top here. Yeah, that is all ice right there. Fluff it a little bit. Break this up. Oops. I gotta leave big chunks of snow everywhere again. like a piece of bamboo, but I'll take that over knocking the carpet around. Alright, let me flatten that a little bit, and then the operators will have to do a little bit of handwork there, but let's try to keep that going. Voila. Back into this and drop till on it again, which will be slightly annoying, but I can do it. Again. That'll work. I can still around that. Alright. Whee! That was fun. Ready. Flatten that out a little bit. I'm going to drive over that in just a second. Now I'm backing into another spot that's got a lot of stuff in it, so lovely. Not to hit anything, I guess. Alright, come on, cat. You can back it up. There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, there's the ski rack. Woo! That was close. Almost hit the ski rack. Right over this thing, kind of roll over with my tiller. Find that transition a little bit. Noise. Lock that. Like that. Okay. Finish doing some backups here. hardest carpet that we have on the mountain just to till out, maintain, just because it's such close quarters down in there. We generally have a 3-foot rule, but yeah, I don't really have a lot of 3 feet down in that area. So I can cover up all my tracks when I do make a turn like this, and that was about as tight as I can really do a turn while leaving tracks up, or my tiller down anyway, get my tracks all covered up. That was fun. Down here.
any more of the mess today? Joe Higgins freaking eat it.
Oh, talking about a radio you can't hear. Holy crap, there
I can
guys.
hear your music.
You crank down music there.
I said I didn't watch it when I got home. Someone did it pretty good. But yeah, on the hit, Joe Higgins neck just fucking died. I'll have to watch the replay. Kept going. No, I didn't see any second runs, but I watched everybody's first run. That was pretty wild to witness. It was heavy. And then pretty good old market. Off of it. It was sick. They were throwing it down on that course. It was pretty impressive. A couple of them were. It was cool.
Sorry, I'm not talking too much. I'm trying to concentrate. Just so I don't hit a platter here or part of the lift towers itself. This is, I'm just trying to keep this area nice and flat so that when people are riding the platter line, it's not too uncomfortable for them. This is another one of their for our teaching lifts zones. So we get a lot of like beginners on this area, so I'm just trying to keep this area nice and flat for them, flat-ish, because you are going uphill at other points. Seems like it's had some action today because you can see I can see the travel path for them going uphill. It's kind of similar to the T-bar we have in a way, although the T-bar is at much steeper angle and a lot higher terrain. All three of these together when I am tilling out this area. It doesn't seem like I'm doing a lot of maintenance to this area, and that's true. There's one spot that I'll get to here in a little bit. It's another teaching area that has been asked for a little bit more maintenance on. And it's not for the teaching area specifically, it's actually for the ski patrol medical room that's down there. Tighter on this one, that's why I picked up a tiller.
And then we'll just need a circumvent. Always checking out the old fender billows, just the snowmobile, make sure everything looks through. Don't understand, they like room two passes on snowmobile, they don't room or any of the foot traffic goes when they just like leave.
able to snap their pecker pole.
Teachers, and then I'll make my way that way as well.
Yep, there's the fence hit.
Look at that. And Novo just hang out on that right side of me, Charles.
Oh, so tight. Why is it so tight? I don't like it. So if we need more snow, we need more snow down here so we can actually do something down here. We're not worried about running over fences. Alright, come on. Come on, come on. Woo! Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. Alright, here we go. As tight as I can on this fence. I'm gonna nick the fence again. Accelerated. Nope. They're staying off of it for now, which is good. I'm actually gonna clean up my tracks too. Almost all of it. I'm gonna look back up here just because of how awkward this corner is. The downside to this right now too is I don't have dumbbell ears on this machine. Why? Because they took all the dumbbell ears off the piston bullies at the area I work at. Why? Because operators kept running the dumbbell ears over stuff and bending the crap out of them. Why is that important? Well, one dumbbell ear is about $2,000. Or maybe $1,200. I'm not entirely sure. But it's expensive. And mechanics were getting kind of pissed off that all their budget was going just for replacing dumbbell ears, so I can understand why they did it. Our pre-novs still have dumbbell ears on them, but they those tillers kind of need them. The piston bully tillers really don't need the dumbbell ears generally, but I would like them in the teaching area just so I can flop a little piece of rubber down to try and extend my reach and clean up some stuff. But, you know, I can make do with this. Okay. I have to do a few backups in that area too. Okay. Now it's starting to pick up. Know when I'm saying, hey, get the tiller off of stuff and it feels like I'm driving forward and not really turning my machine. I have a manual control on my joystick for my tiller. I can tell it to go side to side. I can also put it in what's called lock or float. If it's locked out, it's basically just going to act like a 2x4 sticking off the back of the cat. It's not going to go anywhere. When it's in float, then it kind of trailers behind the machine on kind of in its own. And then piston bullies, if you want to use it, I don't use it, there is a feature called auto trace, which it basically, you let the computer take over control of the tiller and it kind of pays attention to what your left hand's doing and how you're steering the machine. I don't like it. I don't like using it just so because I want to be more in tune with the machine personally. I almost think of it as like driving a manual transmission where you actually have to shift gears yourself and you're not waiting for the transmission to shift gears for you. I'm going to reset myself there because it's where I'm going to be. So be a bit more mindful of what I'm doing with the machine when my tiller is, when I have to manually move the tiller around.
When you get over to peak 9, or you're there, but let me know if there's any fences, poles down there in any of those teaching areas. Trying to figure out what carpet 1 is. And the fence in the tweener is gone on the south side. So I wonder if somehow the tweener's carpet 1 would make no sense to me.
Yeah, copy that. So far, all the fences I've come across are up. They did shorten the fence on the Kinder Hut, so you can do a full pass right next to the unload now, and then there's a little drop off going towards the Narrows that I was able to tilt over and even out. What is happening down here is they're losing a lot of their pecker poles just to wind, but I haven't seen any fence down yet.
Yeah, copy that. Yeah, they probably figured out to pull that for us because I plucked that first part of that fence out with my blade yesterday so I could groom it properly. I didn't go over the edge, but I couldn't do the unload there.
Yeah, copy. I was the one who shoved snow to that little area, so I told it down because it looked like they were using it as a little jump today, so I didn't want to get word from patrol that we needed to knock it down again.
Yeah, copy that.
Alright. One more little back up here. Set up for my backup. Track 2 and then artillery. There's a lot of reason these cats like to chug when they come back. Dylan, I did not grab four-wheeler mid-flick on the way over. I looked at it as I was dropping down.
Copy that, Max. I'll grab it on the move.
Cool. There goes the load area. Now I can do long passes to connect all three of these. See that on the for a second. I like to do my turnarounds down here just to connect everything into it. I thought you said number 3 when you were looking at the list, so I pulled up the left openings in the Breck website. I didn't see a carpet number 3.
Maybe. I don't know, I gotta find my phone. This cat somewhere. Oh, look, I took a picture of it. Yeah, you're right. Carpet 3. Still doesn't make, I guess it could make sense. If you start from admin 1, 2, 3, that would make sense.
Yeah, copy that. I know there's a lot of yard actually going to take care of the top of this carpet before I really do all my long passes. Just out of the way, I don't have to worry about it again. Does have some good lighting on it though, and the mirrors are still pretty clean. One of the things I run into often with some of the older 600s is that the lighting is not the best. That being said, basically there's a whole bunch of lights out on the outside of the cat that just don't get marked. I've been guilty of not notifying mechanics about that before. Going, I can't see crap out outside my cat right now. In here, and I'll have this area out, and then I can really do my long passes. Passes through this area going the other direction. I like to do passes this way just so I can passes up next to the bathroom here. Little thing I like to do for them. There's a helmet there at the moment, and when the snowpack's higher, I'd definitely like to get a little bit closer to it, but I don't want to risk knocking into it at the moment. Passes coming back to that area. Get turned around again. Wow. Could close my chamber a little bit. I can almost back to this. called Mountain Ops. I think it's actually technically a pre-workout. It's like 200 milligrams of caffeine, so it's a heck of a shot to the system. And I just sip on it all night. It's just a little scoop in that bottle, and kind of gets me going for a few hours. I just slowly sip on it throughout the night whenever I feel thirsty. I also have another water bottle. I gotta drink more water when I'm doing cat stuff. In the summer, I'm pretty good at drinking water, but I also live in the desert during the summer too, so there's that. What's going on here, cat? What's going on with Tillin? I got some toe jump there. That was. I might just have to finish tilling this carpet out because it's going to be a pain in the backside to get turned around on this one. I finished filling up this pass too. Really can't get any tighter on this fence line. I don't have a lot of room to turn around on the top here. I might just finish tilling this one out right now. Grouser marks. A little too tight on that turn. Yeah, heck with it. I'm just gonna finish tilling this one out. Finish the top off. Line that here. Very nice. Sounds like there's a snow going on right now. Might be purging a system, but that's weird.
Frankie, I'm gonna run around it again and I'll meet up with you.
Always forget these
Yeah,
blades
it's low roll.
don't go up as high as I would like them to go. Standard piston bully blade and push frame don't come up as far as I usually think they do. Running a Bison X for too long and those blades will come up quite a bit. We do have a demo 600 winch out here at the moment too. There's another operator using it at the moment. And it's got a park blade and push frame on it. The main difference really is how far up those will go and how far off the cat they are. And so with the park stuff, they'll come up a little bit more so you can actually shape stuff a little bit better. Standard piston bully stuff doesn't come up terribly far compared to some of the other blades. When you're outside the cat, then yeah, they come up pretty far, but for like shaping and whatnot, not really. Or trying to get the blade up around fences so I don't catch a fence with my blade, which I have done before. Definitely don't want to catch the fence with my tiller because that's just going to be a rat nest I don't want to deal with. our line. Lined up here. Turn a little bit. Personally like establishing the boundaries on the outsides of my backup area before I really fill it out, especially if there's like a fence line and a carpet next to me. If I'm just backing over a turnaround, and then it depends on the circumstance and how my mindset is. Generally my turnarounds just like are one or two backups anymore, which are quite nice. Oh, there's a fence. Tiller, no fence. I've been running cream off too much. Every single time I drop my tiller, my thumb's twitching like it wants to drop the tumblewears on the screen off because it's like right at the knuckle area of my thumb, or the joint of my thumb anyway. So it's kind of why I'm kind of a blessing of having bigger hands and a fat thumb, because I can hit both dumbbell ears. And this is a tier 5 Bison X I'm talking about, not what I'm running right now. But fat thumb can hit both dumbbell ears at the same time in those machines. So it's kind of nice, but definitely tell I've been running one of those for a while because my thumb's just twitching and wants to hit those dumbbell ear buttons really badly. I don't have dumbbell ears. Not in this one. Pressure, cutter bar speed, and cutter bar depth, and the snow chamber are all settings I can set my tiller to. That's kind of what's displayed. I don't know if you can see it because my phone's right here, but it's everything that's displayed kind of on the lower portion of my control panel here. And if it doesn't look like I'm taking my hand off to fiddle with that stuff, it's because all the buttons for that are actually located on the joystick. So in the piston pulley, basically sitting as I am majority of the night, unless you got to fiddle with your lights or actually turn your tiller on and off, or you want to turn your joystick control onto your tiller control, because you can tell the machine to that you want to control the tiller with the joystick when you're moving around the air.
Frustrated, no, that's the second time I tried and I freaking failed. Just trying to come up through Mark Access right there.
Yeah, majority of the night I'm sitting exactly as I am.
Man, all good.
Unless I got to stretch or something. Like all the buttons are on the joystick. Everything is right here. Which is kind of fun. had a couple seasons of the Muppet Show. It was good stuff. They should bring that back, man. TV show. Bring back a TV show, The Muppets. That was good. Muppets are good stuff.
I'll be on channel 9 for a minute.
Again, if it doesn't feel like I'm going fast down here, maybe it does feel like I'm going fast. I'm only doing about 5 miles an hour in this machine, which is about half speed. You can't crank these things up if you stay within like the stay with their ecosystem here. That's kind of the green spot on the display there. You can't crank these things up to like 9 miles an hour, but they are tracked. The company does track the activity of their snowcats, so they know if you break the eco zone. I'm not going very fast. I'm trying to get my tiller to do good tiller stuff. And, give the teaching areas a nice till where people can have a nice area to learn to ski or snowboard.
You're gonna head towards the 10 miles, reset that gun. The old four-wheel road and snowflake bin are all taken care of. Got it.
Just a sec, and there's a fence. One at the fence. The tiller over there trying to get it shoved into the loading area a little bit more. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a little back up here, just fine. Graveyard shift, it's all confusing.
I've seen coming out of King's Way from the horse place.
They're ripping it up.
I mean, it's no more than normal, but it just seems like they use that turn a lot. They didn't go in the same spot every time, so you can see how many times they came down there.
After that.
Dylan, it was extra rough around the stables there for poo and pee. It was like tons of poo and pee all tonight, more than normal. Their diapers must have been overflowing or something. Well, shit. I haven't noticed that though, Ricky. I don't know if it's just new diapers they're trying to use or something, but I noticed a couple spots being a little extra pooey this year.
I can't tell if you guys are being like legit or not, but they put diapers on horses.
Yeah, they have these little bags, kind of like a diaper, little bag that hangs below their ass. Sometimes they catch the shit, and sometimes they don't. They don't like you don't have to use them if you're on trail and stuff out in the wilderness or whatever, but it's definitely a thing.
After that. Yeah, they use it more in cities with like police horses and stuff, just so that there's not crap all over the street.
do this for these long passes, I feel like this is the more like time-consuming teaching area to do, or combination of teaching areas to do. I do have one more to go yet, but oh, you're talking about OCD and you're leaving these spin turns and spots. Well, some of this area still needs to be tilled out, and we'll get it tilled out later. It's kind of like the last thing that gets tilled out. So these areas are all right to leave a little bit of mess in, because either myself or somebody else will come back down through here and till this out again. But there's going to be other spots where I'll just clean it up, just because no one's going to be returning. Tiller again.
Yeah, channel 9 for a bit while I move this gun.
That's that teaching area. Combination of areas done anyway. Something in my eye here. Right. No, it's good. So I'm above 10,000 feet, and it is, well, it's 39 degrees outside. It's warming up. Dang. Why they steal their stuff? Well, if you put your stuff away, I don't steal stuff. A lot of stuff that gets left out here. Some nice looking stuff, too. Not that I really need anything else. I already have 3 sets of skis. Don't need another set of skis. They want another raft, though. I'm gonna sell a cat in the summer or in the spring. Buy a raft. Cat raft. Oh, there's a chair right there. No, hopefully it run over now. I'm chilling, eh? There, it's not. down here. The snow just hasn't had time to freeze.
When you turn uphill, go ahead and switch over to my left side, please. Cabby.
Oh, sorry. Hold it. Start yawning now. I might fall asleep. I won't fall asleep when operating a cat. You don't want to run into anything. This is a big pile of snow. Right there.
Try to push a little bit more snow floating there, but I don't think there's really a whole lot over there, but you could try if you want.
Copy that. I'm working on the Maggie right now. Just got the village after that. I'm only running uphill.
Copy that. I got that gun moved. Grab the Mark May spot up in this area for you.
Copy. Like I was talking about is a little bit later tonight. I go push out some snow. That's the one. But it's quite a bit later tonight. I still got work to do here, and then I gotta go check on some other stuff too. But the lack of snow we've had and how skinny our trails are right now with what we're tilling, there's not a lot of room for kind of some lesson areas to be set up for like more experienced lessons, like some private lesson stuff and whatnot. So there's an area pushed out of snow yesterday that's uphill that actually connects down into another lift area that's not open, but they wanted the instructors in ski school wanted that kind of so they could do a bit more like private tutelage. So I kind of pushed it out a little bit yesterday and made it about 5 cats in width, I don't know, about 10 long. It wasn't the longest thing in the world, and it all it does is go from the restaurant down towards a unopened lift area at the moment. But the ski school seemed pretty stoked on it, so I guess we do what we do, you know. Find stuff and find snow for everybody to do their thing out here. reflecting off my back windshield and into my mirror. So it's kind of annoying. A small mirror like this, it's kind of nice, but there's not that much visibility out of it. Got a couple more backups on this little spot, and then I'll be moving to the next teaching area.
I'll be on the gas.
Basically just keep moving snow onto it, kind of build up an area full of snow. I use this little spot as a turnaround from time to time when I'm doing the other teaching area, and as you can tell right now, I'm using it as kind of like my stop and pulling out where I was. That's where I want to be. I use it as my stopping point when I'm doing my uphill pushes here, my backups right here. Why don't I go down and turn around and come back up? Well, there's a board down here, kind of helps move snow back up this little side hill if I do it this way. Because the tiller can actually move a considerable amount of snow just by itself, or carry a considerable amount of snow by itself anyway. I think I ran over somebody's coffee spill too. Gun. Snow gun. Not an actual PPU gun, but something that blows snow. Hydrant's not. We've had a few hydrants that kind of explode a little bit and leach water into the snow field, which I'm thinking, that wouldn't be too bad. You can just put a little bit of ice in there. Well, water melts snow pretty quickly. Two more little backups. Dios. I'm going to back up and finish out my little spin turn right there. Definitely soft right here. My corduroy's coming up pretty uniform. Make my OCD very happy right now. And there we go, one more time.
Yeah, copy.
Yeah.
Did you want to come up here and check the scat out?
Yeah, I can. I just started the mark base. Finish this.
Yeah, copy that.
Yeah, one more little backup. I was off my mark there. Probably there too. Right, one more little backup. There you go.
We'll be back through here one more time, so we'll finish up cleaning it up properly. Yeah,
been pretty solid though, I think, besides the medical center, because I did spend quite a bit of time in there.
Yeah, copy. Patrol had a busy day. The rig hauler is full.
After that, I think town's pretty busy for the first time in a year, I think.
Oh, she's heavy.
You better hope for Christmas we get some snow, otherwise our mom will see what it looks like here in a week or so.
Yeah, that's full. I have to check straps.
If you think you can harvest some snow from where you're
So I'm going to take this thing all the way to the top of the mountain later.
Green light, but it's
But I got to move it out of the way so I can actually work down here. It is full and bouncing like crazy. Oh.
International wagon.
I gotta check the straps on this thing here in a little while. But it is full. It's probably 12 toboggans stacked up there, maybe a bit more, depending on how I stack them. shack is right there. And they actually bring their toboggans all the way down to here. And then they bring a gurney out and load them straight off the toboggan onto the gurney and then wheel them back in. So they just needed access to do that right there. They kind of cover their walkway, but that's what it is. Snow's melting out really quick too. We can just hit the dirt or just hit the stones down there and it's just melting. There we go. One little back drag, I think that should be fine. Now I can actually work on the curb. I'm just going to track around for the moment and climb back up. Okay, back up again. If everything lasts, I'll try to keep y'all with me until I get this whole area done and then call the stream. We are pushing on my phone anyway about 2 hours, 11 minutes. Actually stayed connected, hopefully it did. A little bit. Just let me tell her. Carpets are fun because they kind of sit on this terrace. So each one of these carpets is kind of sitting on its own little terrace area. Yeah, it's icy as crap too. They tell us their carpets are icy again. Well, their mats are melting in and creating it icy. To it. Their mats are creating their own ice form. I hit this turn. Another one of these turns I absolutely dislike because I don't know how steep and sharp it is, but go slow, don't fall off the bank. Okay. This one. I'll be back down to the Big Mode Pass there. This one's funny because I can do it in like a bit of a U shape. I get in a cat, I get lazy. happening? the route on the right side of the cat over there is where patrol actually drives their snowmobiles down when they have a
You don't have to
toboggan.
worry about what I'm doing on cashier right now, traveling up. You can just stay with your pattern. I'll clean up the mess I made. Copy that.
Alrighty.
You're on your way back up this moment or not? Yeah, we just got turned around and we're on our up path now. Left side climbing Nova. Copy.
Oh, no. Okay. Sorry, I thought the timer was going to go off. I think we're doing pretty good, though. going slow right there because let my tiller really churn up the snow and flatten it out a little bit more. Once again, I'll also be doing some loops around because I gotta get some stuff on that side and then across the top of the carpets area too. So I got a chance to really flatten that whole area out here in a second. But got a few more backups right through here, and then I can do that. Back it right next to that carpet and then take out the last one through the middle. The floor back can put there, I reckon. Next one, I'm going to back down and line up on that carpet and then go back. Oh, there's the alarm. We're almost done. You can hang with me for a little bit. side and a big berm on the other side, so like I'll take the berm over the metal fence, lesser two evils, you know. There we go. That's good. Some snow in that little divot I made. Whee! There we go. There. Now for the unloads. Flatten this out a little bit just so it's understand. Buckle up. A couple more passes on that, and that whole area will be done. Fill that out. Structure that a little bit. That's good. There, you turned out all right. See where my tiller was getting jammed into the berm on that side. Like I said, lesser of two evils. Still don't like doing it because I don't really want to rip any more pieces off tillers. But, you know, trying to have it structured, and that's how we maintain it. That's what cover that up, turn somewhere else. I don't really like turning in the same spot multiple times and digging a hole. That was,
You can leave that window though. We'll be back for it.
if I do turn in the same spot, I usually wait for a little bit to try to let the snow stiffen up a little bit. But I don't think it's gonna freeze. It's 38 degrees.
And then right side. And let's keep the top of beef clean so we can call the top of beaver.
Turn around.
Yeah, beef.
There we go. Oh, I need to drink some more. Take a drink here. So it's a little bit of a headache. Come on.
Max, where you at in your travel?
Almost done with the village, and I gotta check the straps on the rig hauler before I take that thing up. I got probably 2 more laps around the village. We'll be done with it. Yeah. there, and I'll be done with that. Probably end the stream on this last lap around just before I grab the basket. I gotta take a look at the straps on that basket anyway, or rig hook, whatever. Yeah, hopefully everything is doing alright. And sorry about the connection issues. I'm trying to work it out, but I'm also doing other things too. Watching. Again, I'm sorry about the connection issues. I'll try and figure it out in the future, but yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll try and catch you next Sunday. I'll try and keep these Sunday streams a thing. So, thank you.
Stepping out.
Checking straps.